DC final segment. Let's talk a little boxing. We might have a little over time period as well to be able to cover some of the rest of our boxing news and events.
You should have just agreed with me on Lamar Jackson.
Let's talk about the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz bout that just happened. Very interesting bout. We watched the game. I mean the boxing, the match, and Deontay Wilder comes out with his bronze bomber gear. Luis Ortiz comes out with his Bane shirt. I will break you. I must break you shirt.
Oh, man.
So I mean,
you sound like somebody who can't talk.
Well, he comes out and he gets broken. I mean, he gets beat up and knocked out, beat down, punched down. Eventually in the second round, very good fight. 10-round battle.
Lack of effort, though.
Two undefeated, two really awesome undefeated fighters going at it. Of course, Deontay trying to prove to people that he is the real deal. Beating Luis Ortiz, does he make that point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how he doesn't. Nobody in boxing really wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. A lot of people who knew the sport very well all was saying, Deontay Wilder, what are you doing? Why do you take this fight? You could have got the Anthony Joshua fight. You don't have to fight Ortiz. Nobody wanted to fight him. And Deontay Wilder always referred to him as the most technical fighter in that division. And I don't think he's wrong. Luis Ortiz showed a lot, and Deontay Wilder could have easily lost that fight if he didn't rally back from being stunned sometimes by Ortiz. And he put him on his ass, man, and he deserved to be a champion. Anybody who's talking about Deontay Wilder is overrated, he doesn't deserve it, he didn't fight anybody, please go watch this Luis Ortiz fight, because Ortiz was a very technical professional fighter, had a big left hand, throws amazing combinations, and he caught Deontay Wilder with a lot of shots. Couldn't put him down, man. And he could not take that right hand from Wilder, just like everybody else who went up against him. So I think Deontay Wilder's the real deal. And this fight puts a lot on Anthony Joshua, and he has to make very short work of Parker to be impressive and to pass up on Deontay Wilder if he wants to. If not, the world is going to be basically campaigning for the Anthony Joshua-Deontay Wilder fight after this.
Absolutely, DC, and that was perfectly said, because when it comes down to it, man, all I could say is that watching this fight, I was amped. You know, because Deontay Wilder,
it's exciting, man.
Deontay Wilder matched up against King Kong Ortiz, and King Kong Ortiz ain't no buster. He ain't no bum. He ain't no chump. This guy was 28-0, 24 knockouts coming into this fight.
Never had a loss.
He never was knocked down. He's a tremendous heavyweight. You know, he's a very scary dude in the ring. A lot of the fighters ran around away from him, as Deontay Wilder said in his post-fight, which you can go on the Sports Coma, go on the PRO Media Network YouTube page, where you can see a lot of our YouTube presentations, video reports, and also podcasts. You just find us on the PRO Media Network on YouTube, and you can watch the highlights of the Deontay Wilder matchup. What it did do was solidify his standing in the heavyweight division and prove to people that this man wasn't just some one-punch wonder, that he can actually box. And remember, he came into this fight at 214. Ortiz was 240 pounds, 241 to be precise. Now let's listen to another big heavyweight title of heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis said about Deontay Wilder via text, a tweet. He said, "This fight will do for Wilder what Klitschko fight did for Anthony Joshua. He showed heart and composure at the brink of defeat. It only makes me want to see Wilder and Joshua that much more. But Anthony Joshua has his own business to take care of." Now that's well said by former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis, another big heavyweight, 6'5" guy, 6'4" guy who was dominant in his time, and he's absolutely right. We cannot overlook the fight that he has with Joseph Parker. Parker is a bad boy too, and we'll preview that fight in the next overtime segment. But DC, let's continue on with this matchup with Deontay Wilder. Wilder is, in my opinion, a champion. He was able to brutalize Ortiz, beating him down, punching him, bashing him, and Ortiz moved his head. He just could not
Did everything right, man.
And that's what I was saying. If you heard one of our previous boxing reports that we did about the deceptive speed and power of Deontay Wilder.
Right.
Deontay Wilder is 6'7". He has an 83-inch arm length, and he can punch you from Kansas. And then with the point about it is, when he smelled blood in the water, he's very difficult. And another thing people don't realize about the fact that he can brutalize you because he has power in both fists, and especially in that right one, that he is a sneaky, accurate puncher.
Yeah, he is.
Very accurate. Nobody's talking about how accurate
weird angles that he comes from.
I told you, he can talk and punch you at weird angles, but then these weird angles that he punched from, he doesn't lose power, and he's accurate in punching you and hitting you. Then another thing is, he can punch through, and AJ can do the same thing. But Deontay Wilder will punch you, and you can have your guard up and punch you through your arms, and it won't have the same effect, but you'll feel it because he did it at least 3 times that I've seen with King Kong Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one of those fights, man, where
I think it was more than 3, man.
Well, at least 3 is what I said.
He didn't hit him at all prior to that 5th round, and if you watch the fight, the first 5 rounds were boring.
They was trying to size each other.
Sizing each other, figuring it out. And once Deontay Wilder figured out
it was over
how to land that right
baby.
hand on Ortiz by him being a southpaw, Deontay Wilder, I think this is the first southpaw he fought. But the first big right hand that he landed on Ortiz, it put him on the ground.
And Ortiz, to my knowledge, and I researched it, hadn't been on the mat in his professional career. So, but then again, he never fight a fighter like Wilder.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this, because Wilder's now 40-0 and 39. Okay?
39 knockouts, but it could easily be 40 because the guy that Stavern, he fought him again, and
decision.
He beat the hell out of him.
That was the second time. The first time when he took
the first time it was a decision, but he did knock Stavern out the first round.
He should have got that knockout. Right. He should have got it.
And Stavern probably wouldn't have made the count from what it looked like to me, even though he got saved by the bell. So it could have easily been 40 and 40.
But with Deontay Wilder, we got 2 minutes left before we go out and go into break. But with saying that, Deontay Wilder's now 40-0 and 39. Retains his belt in his 7th title defense. He said in the post-game press conference, you can listen to it on the PRO Media Network YouTube page.
That's the same amount Anthony Joshua has, right? Doesn't he have 7 as well, title defenses?
I think it's like 6 or something like that. 6. But he should get his respect here. Now, before we go into break quickly, what's the next fight here if it's not Anthony Joshua?
For Deontay Wilder?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. I would say if Wilder doesn't want to fight him, he got to fight Parker. I got to take his leftovers, and I got to spice him up, season him, and beat it better than he did. That's your only option. If you still want the Anthony Joshua fight, you gotta make him come for you. If I do Parker more dirty than you, how do you not fight me?
Well, we'll talk a little bit more boxing on the other side of the break. We'll talk a little bit more about Wilder, what's going ahead for Luis Ortiz. We also have the Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker preview part 2 coming up as well on the other side of the break. Just hang with us.